Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are zooming in and focusing in on really the effect of brainwaves and the effect from narcissistic, malignant narcissistic, or sociopathic individuals on one's brainwaves. Realize that the brain works in waves. It has energy, it has electricity with which it perceives from and decides from and feels from as it runs your body, as it runs your being. And it's very important to understand that, especially as it relates to healing and improving of your life. And before we get started today, I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated, particularly shout out to a recent donation, a wonderful viewer in Finland area of the world. Much gratitude and thanks to you. Thank you so much for your thoughtfulness, your generosity, your graciousness and consideration. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to provide video content that can assist you in your situation and your journey. So thank you so much for your wonderful donation. And yes, for my viewers, you can definitely, you guys can definitely make a donation to the channel if you wish. If I've had a positive impact or influence in your life, on the home button on the website here at YouTube, you can make a donation via PayPal. So thank you so much for your generosity. I love you and your viewership, and thank you so much. And please keep going on your journey. And we're going to dive right into a little bit more, really in depth on the understanding the brain waves. Because when you are in a relationship with a malignant narcissist, covert narcissist, psychopathic individual, your brain waves go on overdrive. You go really into really an alpha brainwave, very awake, alert, hypervigilant, and your brain begins to wire and fire according to these stress hormones. So your brain waves and your thought patterns can become chaotic. You can make some rash decisions. You can end up saying, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Why did I do that? That's not the real me. These are moments of like, wow, something is going on with me in this relationship. This is not healthy. I am not going in the right direction with this person. This is not going to get better. And, really, the brainwaves of alpha brainwaves are your waking, everyday states, but they can become erratic and sort of really hyper thought, hyper arousal, and then that can then cause the body to become hyper aroused. Your muscles begin to flex and flinch like that are exasperated in the fight or flight syndrome. So you can have a lot of muscle clenching, a lot of teeth clenching, sublugating the neck where your neck is going out of whack, your back is going out of whack. You don't hold yourself in a comfortable, peaceful posture. Your shoulders might be down in the protect position, or, you might be clenched and always in the, defense position. So a lot of these can throw the body chemistry out of whack. And if you live too long from these hormones of stress, it can create a real sort of toxic environment and create a lot of, it basically sends an impulse to the DNA, which is your, the chemical makeup within your body. It triggers them to proliferate in unhealthy ways. So the DNA can have expressions like blue eyes, blonde hair, this sort of musculature, this sort of brain structure, that's your DNA. That is, it's passed on through the lineage, passed through your family, but the DNA can be negatively triggered when you're in a stress environment, a stressful home, a fear-based work environment, a stressful community, extreme poverty, extreme cold, hunger, or extreme, a social attack, where you're feeling socially attacked, or, in, perhaps the victim or target of abuse, or scapegoating, or things that can cause a lot of defense mechanisms, and it can cause a lot of very stressed out brainwave patterns. So really realize that, part of your journey should be identifying that and then coming to a more relaxed brain state, where we have the theta waves, which it's a little bit slower, more gentle. You might not have a lot of the chatter, the self-talk. It might be a very quiet state for you. And you might be saying, well, I'm not really doing anything. I'm lazy in this state. realize that it's very important to get into periodic moments where you really calm your brain down, calm your body down, calm your mind down. Get into some very meditative states. If it's just, sitting quietly with a moment, you might have some soft music that you like playing from your computer, or, not necessarily a radio station, but, just playing in the background. You might light some candles to enhance that. You might light some sage, or, what is that? Palo wood, that holy wood, which has a very kind of sandalwood cedar scent. Or you might have, scented oils, which are cedar or juniper, or, something, rose, something which is very, calming to the sense, to enhance your experience. Wearing loose fitting clothing, closing your eyes, and just really sort of focusing on your inner life, your inner world, and, breathing very slowly, taking some deep breaths, and really kind of expanding the rib cage, really giving those lungs a little bit of an exercise, having an inner exercise. A lot of people say, whoa, I really feel that. I feel that burst of energy. That's some oxygen in your mind. And I even just get, dizzy even doing that. But you're calming your mind down, and you're oxygenating your blood, and you're giving your consciousness the ability to feel and think clearly. So you become in a kind of slowed down and present moment state. And these are wonderful healing moments to create for yourself in your day, in your week. And you need to do this consistently. Whether you do this inside, whether you do it outdoors, whether, people say I only do this on vacations. Well, maybe you haven't been on a vacation in 10 years, 20 years. Maybe you've never been on a vacation. It's time to give yourself this mini vacation, this mini rest, and slow down the brainwaves, because you'll get into a chance where you get almost like where your body is so relaxed that your body feels asleep, but your mind feels awake. And it's very, a lot of people describe it as blissful, happy, content. It's a cessation of anxiety. It's the cessation of self-doubt. It's the cessation of betrayal. It's the cessation of, this negative toxicity. So oftentimes, even the cessation, which means, the lack of this over noise, if you live in a very noisy area, you might need to actually go, and drive to a park. You might need to do this. You might need to find a quiet space, or go for a quiet walk or a meditative walk, and just calm the brain waves down, and really begin to slow down that, and then begin to really develop your self and your decision making and your choices from this sort of brain state, rather than the rash, chaotic, fear-based brain state that has been more alpha, or the hyper-vigilant brain waves, which is maybe cause you to do some not so positive things for yourself or others in your life. It's peace and harmony with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share, and please subscribe, and please apply the tools here on the channel. Peace and harmony. I'm wishing you the best. Love you.